I think you have to accept that, everybody faces the same scenario. All 20 teams in the Premier League have got the same issues. They all have to play a lot of games over this period of time. Liverpool had a Carabao Cup tie last week, and they rested virtually a full team. So Liverpool haven't played for over a week. So his comments do, strike you as being sour grapes a lot of the time, and just looking for excuses. And Jordan Henderson joined in last week as well, talking about player welfare and playing too many games. But again, it really doesn't kind of get any traction because footballers have had it. They've not had it easy by any means, but over the last 18 months when a lot of people have struggled, the footballers have been able to get on with the jobs. They've been at the best treatment, best medical treatment, best nutrition, best training, best medical care. Everything is laid on a plate for footballers. So if they're having to play a few more games than they'd like to in December, well, that's how it is. Unfortunately, or rightly or wrongly, that is English football. It is a test of endurance, as the guys will attest. They've all been through it, and you get to this stage of the season, December, January, it's tough. But the teams that have the strongest squads tend to do well, which is why Man City are top, Liverpool are second, and the teams at the bottom are the clubs that haven't really got the deep squad. So I think Jurgen Klopp is probably complaining and moaning because he's looking for one little element that can kind of say, look, we're trying to catch Man City, but we can't. They've got a bigger squad than us, they've got a better squad than us, and we can't rest as many players as they can. But we've heard managers complain about this for years and years now. I think footballers now, they're playing for longer and longer. The careers go on forever. So, no, I don't think people are listening too much to what Klopp says.
Right. Ronnie Moran used to tell us, if it's too much for your son, get yourself down the dole and sign on.
There you go.
And that was the last you heard anything. That was the last you heard anything.
Nedum, it's over, isn't it? City going to be champions again?
Yeah, it's over. Just cancel the season now. There's nothing else to cover. No need for this show anymore. Everything's set. It's all said and done.
Hey, no, we didn't say that.
Come on, you can relax you with these takes are disgrace. These takes are a disgrace. Yeah, obviously you can see why they're favourites. They've won the league last year. They've got a 6-point lead now, and you just have a belief that they'll be able to seal the deal. But we're only halfway there. I think in some ways it will take some sort of mini implosion from them to not win the title. But you've just got to believe in Liverpool and Chelsea and understand that they have enough within their squads to be able to mount some sort of challenge. But it's going to be tougher for them, and it's amazing how quickly the sort of feel for the league can change. Because only maybe a month ago, Chelsea were top. I think Liverpool were second, City were in third, Liverpool were unbeaten. But now you just find yourself in that situation again, which unfortunately for some, they've seen far too often over the last few years, and that City with a sizable gap at the top of the league.
It's a record point that Nedum makes. Obviously, last month we're talking about Chelsea very much in the race, and they've fallen. I suppose the thing that, from a Manchester City perspective, is can they have that sort of meltdown that Chelsea have had?
Well, considering what we're going through right now, then yes. It just takes a couple of players to step out of line, catch COVID and pass it to everybody else, and all of a sudden this could be a whole different picture in 3 or 4 weeks. So yes, that's possible. I mean, they have to be ultra professional, and if they are, you've got to think that this is the only thing that can stop them.
Right.
Because Liverpool and Chelsea play at the weekend. If they draw and City win, we're talking about City having to lose at least 3, and whoever's going to catch them has to stay unbeaten. So it's going to be a huge game. So I think it's the professionalism of Manchester City that's going to decide whether they win it or not, because right now they are in pole position.
And everything we've seen, Shaka, from them would suggest that professionalism is going to continue.
Yeah, listen, there's nothing right now to suggest that City are going to lose this. There's nothing to suggest that the point gap at the top is going to do anything but widen. But when you're in a season for 40 or 44 weeks or however long it is, there's going to be a spell where you struggle to get results. Chelsea have had theirs, maybe we're in the middle of Liverpool's. City hasn't had theirs. And if you're part of that chasing pack, you're just waiting for that to happen. It's regardless of how good City are, it's still a bunch of humans out there. You're still going to have that element. And that's what you're hoping for.
Right.
And that's what you're hoping for to close the gap. Of course, not only, I'm talking about 38 games in the league, the Champions League is still City's holy grail. And once that competition starts rolling on in earnest, if they go a little bit deeper, if some of those injuries and maybe COVID cases hit City at exactly the wrong time, now all of a sudden you have a Chelsea team are defending European champions and really not worried about much else than the league. Similar for Liverpool, they won the Champions League a couple of seasons ago. For them, it's all about the league. For City, the Champions League continues to be priority. If you're in the chasing pack, that's what you're hoping for, because as Nedum says, We're still in December, and we're a long way from over.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.